Kevin, what's the title of today's video?
Yeah, so you want to do a video now?
No, I still have my project to do. This
So
is
today's
just an
video
intro.
is giving advice to people how to walk away from abusive relationship. You understand language?
I want to learn.
I can teach
I
you.
learned a couple words, but am I the only one when every time I blink I see the light?
So say hi to the people.
Hi, bye.
Guys, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You know this channel is going to go places. Kevin, your boy, wants to be a voice to the voiceless, bringing hope to the hopeless. Help me help them. How can you do that? Share my videos so people can hear the word, learn something, and be motivated. Peace.
I have a question.
Wait for the video.
Am I the only time when I blink now after looking in that for 2 seconds I keep seeing it everywhere?
Bye, Shay. That's my introduction.
Right.
Good afternoon, good morning, hello, 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 what's up, what's popping? Welcome to another video on the channel Journey with Kevin and Family. So today, the topic I want to bring to you guys is like how to leave an abusive relationship, how to leave an abusive environment. A lot of times people tend to do videos as to say about domestic violence or why people stay in abusive relationship. Today I want to bring to you how to leave the relationship if it's abusive or if it's not working out for you. For far too long I've seen people saying that they've invested too much time in the relationship. We've been together for 15 years. I don't want to break up with him because I don't know where to go from here. I don't have a stable income. I don't have a source of income, or he normally takes care of me and the bills and the children and the kids. We understand all of that. If it's a LGBTQ relationship, it's the same thing. Whether it's a male, female, transgender, non-binary, two-spirited, whatever the different bodies of persons are different umbrellas, it's basically the same thing. Abuse is abuse. There are different types of abuses. There are about, well, in class we studied 7 of the different type of abuses. There are different ones. I'll take that on in a different topic, the different type of abuses, so people can know when a person is abusing them. Alright, so financial, I wouldn't take out the financial. For now I want to talk about the physical abuse and the verbal abuse in a relationship. How to leave a physical and a verbally abusive relationship. There are some key factors that you have to take into consideration. One, you have to know if you're being abused first. Because a lot of times somebody says something to you because they're upset and you think that you're being abused. If maybe you are being abused, but also communication comes in different terms, different volumes. So if every time your partner says something aggressive to you, you think that the person's abusive, sometimes you can look into it because it's not as abusive as you think it is, or it might not be considered abuse any at all. So for a person to be physically abusive to you, there should be some form of pushing, some form of shoving, some form of slapping and punching, poking. Those are some of the things that contribute or would be classified as physical abuse. Okay, so you're in an abusive relationship, but you love your partner. We get that. The love is good, the bedroom is good. The person takes care of you, whether it's a male, female, trans, non-binary. The person takes care of you to the best of their ability. But maybe the person is jealous. Jealousy can cause a person to snap from 0 to 100. Right? Searching your partner's phone is a form of insecurity. Some people like it because it helps them to know the things that they need to know. I'm not going to search my wife's phone because if she's doing something that I'm not supposed to be, that she's not supposed to be doing, I don't want to know. That's on her. Because if I find out, it's just going to hurt me more than, the truth hurts more than anything else. So finding out that she's doing something she's not supposed to be doing is only going to hurt me, and it's only going to affect the relationship some more. So you're in an abusive situation. The person's hitting you several times. He makes up, he does it again, then he comes and he apologizes, he makes up, he buy you roses, he buy you flowers, he take you shopping, he buy you dinner, fancy this, fancy that. This is how abusers work. They abuse you today and they pamper you tomorrow. They abuse you next week and they pamper you again. They broke your hand, They blink the black and blue, the different things happen. If you contribute to the abuse, then that's on you. If you did something for the person to hit you, it's on you. But it's also not okay for a person to hit you. An adult should not be in a relationship with another adult who is hitting you. Like, what is wrong with your temper or your ego? Why you can't calm yourself down when you're upset and use your words instead of your fists or your hands? If you feel like you've reached your limit where the abuse is concerned, because sometimes you just get a 1 punch and him apologize and yeah, that's it. And a 6 punch a week and 5 punch every day. No. If it's just a once in a while and you feel like, okay, you did something to contribute to it, then I'll see that. I'll see past that. But as a counselor, this is some of the things that we would tell people to do. If you feel like you reach your limit, you can't take it no more, the abuse is too much, start planning your escape route. In order to plan your escape route, you must make somebody know of the abuse. Don't keep it to yourself. Have a close family member or a friend that you talk to about things that are happening and how often it has been happening and why you reach the point where you're at that you feel like, I'm not going any further, this is it for me, I'm done. While planning your escape route, you must have an emergency bag packed with stuff somewhere hidden from the abuser, because you're not sure how you're going to escape, when you're going to escape. A small bag, maybe 2 underwear, if you wear brassiere, a boxers, a 1 suit of clothes or 2 suits of clothes. Don't make the bag too big because it might become obvious. This is something that you have to pack somewhere and hid it somewhere. Have some extra cash saved up just in case you have to run to the middle of nowhere. Just in case you have to take a bus, have some extra cash. Just in case you have to call a taxi or Uber, have some extra cash. Store your bank account information in a secure place where you can access it as fast as possible if you have to run. Don't be on the phone telling somebody that I'm leaving him tonight, because phone calls can be tracked, can be tapped, can be traced. Also, persons can be listening. When it's time to go, it's time to go. If you have that friend on standby to say, if things get worse, I'm going to come by you. Have somewhere ready to go when you're ready to go. Going to your mother and father house is never the best place, because that is the first place the abuser is going to come to look for you. Go somewhere where he's not expecting you to go, because if this person is abusing you, he doesn't want you to go. Because after a time of them repeatedly abusing you, they tend to normalize it. It becomes the norm. So to them, okay, she's handling it, I can do some more. And it's a form of control. Abusers tend to become controlling and possessive after a time because you are now submissive to them. As soon as you do anything or they say anything, you quench up in your little corner because you're fearful of what they may do. For example, you cook and you're not sure if the food was done properly because you're so afraid of the person coming home to argue with you because the food is not prepared properly that you accidentally spoil the food because of the fear of spoiling the food. Abuse can make people turn into what they were never before. For example, you love to cook, and because this person is always complaining that you're not doing this properly, when you're stressed and you're trying to cook, it tastes in the food, it shows in the food. The food doesn't cook with a lot of love and it doesn't turn out properly. You're looking after the kids. The kids can feel that you're hurting, especially babies. They can sense your emotion. They can know when you're happy from when you're sad. So you plan your escape route. You have your bag. You figure out which bus you're going to take, which taxi you're going to take. Figure out who you're going to stay with, when you're going to stay with. When you get there, don't be thinking how long you're going to stay there because you don't know yet. Right now, the importance is to get out of the house and get out safely. When you're leaving an abusive relationship, you cannot let the person have any idea that you're leaving because they're going to abuse you some more before you leave or they kill you before you leave. They don't want you to go with their secret. So they're going to try to keep you or they're going to try to permanently delete you. So you have to be careful. Don't be talking to the person, friends, and telling them this is going to be this and this is what you're going to do. You cannot do that. Unless it's a friend who you met mutually where you can say the person won't go back and tell the person. These are things you have to bear in mind. To get to where you're going to, you can't be stopping and telling people where you are going and why you're going. Don't be leaving any trails either. Just jump up and do what you have to do. When you get out of the abusive environment, then you can think clearly, make the calls, tell who you want to tell that you're not there anymore. Where social media is concerned, you may have to deactivate social media immediately. When you're going into hiding, delete social media. Because the next thing the partner might do is go through your social media to try to find your friends, to find out where you are. If they can find you, try to track you down. I've known of situations where people never make it out of the abusive situation, never make it out of the abusive relationship. They end up losing their life. Do not let this be a case where you lose your life. If you are listening to this video, if you're watching this video and you're in an abusive relationship, seek help. Get out before it's too late. I'm tired of seeing people losing their lives because of domestic violence. What you all don't understand is that sometimes the abuser doesn't even know how much they are hurting you. Sometimes they're holding on to you and they're grabbing for your neck. You are there holding on to life. The abuser is holding on to something else. For example, you cheated. So you cheated on your partner. Or your partner assumes that you're cheating. You know that you're not doing that. But because you're on the phone talking to somebody and laughing, the partner thinks that you're cheating. People get jealous. People catch feelings. They wonder why you're laughing like that in the phone or whatever. Something else is going through the person's mind when you're just there, innocent, doing nothing. You have to be careful. If you live with somebody who is very jealous and abusive, you have to be careful of the friends you keep and the conversations that you have. So if this person assumes that you cheated and this person confronts you, do not fight back. Fighting back is just going to make them fight harder because they're going to use force to match force. So he grabs you by the neck and he pushes you against the wall. Relax, don't do anything. All you gotta say is like, baby, what are you doing? Like, you know how much I love you. Why are you hurting me? Don't you see that you're hurting me? That's all you gotta do. Don't fight back. If you fight back, this person is gonna squeeze you harder. The more you fight back, the harder the person is gonna squeeze. Unless it is a case where you're in the position that you can win if you fight back. And if it was a case that you can win, you would not be in the abusive relationship for so long. You would have already won and left and move on. So you have to pick your battles and you have to choose when to fight and when to walk away. Somebody can have something in your neck and squeezing you and say, if you move, me kill you, and you move. Don't move. So you have to watch the person's tone, their body language, and you have to know what is what. A lot of times when people kill people, it's not like they wanted to. It just happened, and some of them would tell it's accident. And if that person or persons are mentally challenged, or they have a disability or a mental health issue, their doctors can always argue in court and win the case to say they were not in their rightful mind, or they were not in the right space of mind when whatever incident happened or transpired. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, trans, non-binary people, protect yourself, protect your life. Let me go back to the point of mental issue. There are several types of mental issues out there. I'm going to touch that on the next video because I have my topics lined up that I'll be touching one by one. There are several types of mental issues. A lot of Caribbean people don't classify mental issues as any. They don't even take it serious. Them just say the boy I'm mad, her head gone, she no good, like leave her, she lose one screw. Mental health is very serious. There is bipolar, you have what the next one name? They have the narcissistic person, you have the schizophrenic person. Those are three of the main ones that you will see happening to people like daily. A bipolar person can switch from 0 to 100 in split seconds. They have more than one moods. The person who is schizophrenic, like they live in this reality world where everything is perfect. Schizophrenic person hardly want to take their medications. They will go to the doctor every day and get their pills, and they come home and they don't even want to take it because their mind frame is telling them that they are okay. The narcissistic person, they does everything wrong and they blame you for it. It's like they create the problem and then play the victim. The narcissistic persons believe in their own lies. So they will come up with a story and it's very convincing. And they say, okay, if I believe it, then people will believe me too. And they will go and tell lies on you. If you're in a relationship with a narcissistic person, they will go there ahead of you and tell all your friends what you did to them, knowing that they're the one who did it. So for example, I did something to you today, and I know you're going to call your friends. As soon as you leave the house, I'm going to pick up the phone and say, you know what Kevin just do? Blah, 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 blah. Or you know what Tasha just do? And I start running my mouth. So by the time Tasha gets to you to tell you what happened, you already form your own perception based on the conversation you had with the person. As an ex-police, when I was a police, one of the things we look into when people come to the station to make a report is that the accused person can also come and make the report ahead of the complainant. The complainant is the person who was hurt or injured or the one who have a better side of the case, and they would come and tell you what happened. But the accused can come before and flip the script. So by the time the complainant gets to the station, it's going to be a case and cross case. Because I was at work one day taking a statement, and by the time I was there taking the statement, another person came in, and the supervisor came to me and said, the statement that you're taking, does it have anything to do with such and such a person? I'm like, yes. It's like, well, such and such a person is outside making a statement too. Case and cross case. The accused, after him trap the man, him come at the station, comes to the man, box him. And because he had a cutlass in his hand when the man boxed him trapped the man. According to him, he swung the cutlass in the direction where the man was, and he saw the man bleeding. A fee word against the next man, you know. It have to go court and the judge and the lawyers have to decide. Because somebody box you, you swing the cutlass in a fee direction like you're trying to defend yourself, and the person walk up in the cutlass, or the cutlass walk up in the person, whatever happens, somebody get cut. It's a case and cross case. I say this to say, the abusive person can always flip the script and have their story too. They can always say, you were the one who hit them first, and they punch back. I saw a case where a woman had a broken leg. Asked her what happened. Her boyfriend pushed her down. She fell and she broke her leg. When they came to the station, what was the man's defense when they got to court? The man said him come home and he saw a man in his house with his woman. Nothing I go saw. We know say a lie. But the man I go fix him story. And the lawyers and the judges have to deal with it. Him come home and see the woman with a man. He was reaching towards the man and the lady stand in the way. He bounced her while trying to get to the man and she fell. The man said, guilty with explanation, Your Honor. And that happened. Where you go tell him, say, you weren't there, you don't know what happened, but based on how that story they come up quick, we never heard that story when we were arresting him. But that's the story that went to court. So people, cover yourself, secure yourself, protect yourself, because you never know. When you're in an abusive relationship, don't stay. A lot of people stay thinking that the person will change. A lot of people stay hoping that the person will, like, if I love you enough, you might change. 1 out of every 100 of those cases work. Do you want to gamble for the 100 or be the 99 that don't survive? You want to gamble to be the one that survived and the other 99 were dead? It's on you. Giving you the information is up to you what you want to do with it. If you like this video, share this video. Comment on this video. Tell me what you think about this video. If you have any experience with abusive relationship, how did you get out? Tell me if you got out. If you are in an abusive relationship, start planning your way out. This is almost the end of 2020. So many women have lost their life to domestic violence. So many men has lost their life to domestic violence. And domestic violence keep going higher and higher daily. I am hoping that one day we'll hear that the number keeps going down until it's like little to none. Because people are doing things and they're not thinking before they do it. And as a result, it hurts other people. And remember, when children grow up in abusive relationship, it can affect them where making decision for future is concerned. When choosing a partner, they might not even sure who to choose, how to choose, because a lot of children will say, like the guys will say, I want a woman that's nice like my mom, always not giving trouble, don't argue, whatever. And then other children will say, I don't want a man like my daddy because he's a whore, he's this, he's that. Boys will say, I don't want to be like my dad because he beats mommy or whatever. You see what I'm going at? This is where I'm going. Children look at these things and they decide who they want to be in life. Children nowadays are not growing up and say, some of my father say, we can't expect me to tell me like father, like son. Nowadays, children are saying that. Children of the past would have said, from like father, like son. My daddy that girl is to say when I come. You know what I'm saying? Like father, like son, my daddy that girl is to say when I come. Children nowadays not say that. Children nowadays say, I want to be a better man. I want to be a better person. My dad used to beat my mother. I would never hit a woman. I don't want to put women through what I see my mommy go through. This is where children are thinking now. So we can break this cycle, people. It takes one person to start a group and others to follow. Let me see how many people are going to follow and walk away from abusive relationship. I'm going to do another video and encourage people who are abusing people to stop the abuse. Put a stop to the abuse. People, until next time, until next video, your boy Hearted Kevin
Bye.
is out, and Shadiki says bye.